Southern girls here. My Southern belles. Yeehaw, bitches. Hey guys, what's up? It's Snitchery. How you doing? What a video today's about to be. Don't even know where to start. Your girl has switched up her life, okay? Normally I come on here with some semblance of like where I'm going with the video because it usually makes it more interesting for you guys. But today, I just want to talk to you guys about what's going on in my life because I don't come on here too often and talk about like really personal things, but I've been doing it a lot more lately and it's been really fun for me. It's been making me fall back in love with YouTube. So it felt weird not to make a video updating you guys on the fact that I'm living in an entirely different location, baby. That's right, as you can tell from the title, your girl is below the Mason-Dixie line. Okay, so moving to the South is something that I literally said I would never do. It was one of the top things on my list of all things, along with like having children. I was like, it's never gonna happen. I'd never even visited the South up until a couple months before I moved here, which makes this all sound very dramatic, and it kind of is, but let me explain myself, y'all. Let me explain. But if you have never seen my face before and you are ever interested in seeing this little face again, feel free to subscribe down below. We would love to have you here. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me on this little video journey. It really does mean the world. It's a true journey now, okay? We're on the move. So let me just go ahead and get into it. Let me fill you guys in if you have no idea where I'm coming from with this, right? So before quarantine, I was living in New York City, which most of you guys know, by myself. I had this loft in Brooklyn, really liked the city and it was all good, and I was like, I'm a true New Yorker. And then I got sick of it. About a couple months before quarantine, I kind of tapped out of New York. I think I lived my entire life thinking I was gonna be a New Yorker. It's like very much a personality type. If you're one of those people, you know, I was a theater kid, okay? I never even got my license, never even got a permit because I was so sure I was gonna live in New York and take the subways forever. But after a couple of years, it just started to wear me down, and all of my friends and my work are also out in Los Angeles. And if you have watched every video on this channel, first of all, thank you, I love you. But also you'll know that I had every intention of moving to LA at the beginning of 2020. I was like really looking into it. I'm really good friends with Loie Lane, if you guys know her. She's another YouTuber. She also lives in Los Angeles. We were like talking to realtors, looking into like really making the full-time move out there. Not like living together, but we were both gonna do it at the same time. And we were both really excited about it. I had spent a lot of time in LA for work. I had a lot of friends out there, and it was finally time. April 2020 came and I was like, let's go, ready to change my life. And then April 2020 was April 2020. So I went home instead to live with my mom and my dad and my little brother who's in college from the beginning of April through all the way till the end of 2020, and then up until the middle of March. So an entire year. Ended up moving my stuff out of New York when my lease ended that summer. It didn't make any sense to continue paying rent when I was living with the fam, and lucky enough to do that. But it was a full year of like living in my childhood bedroom. All the content you guys saw over the course of that year, my TikToks, all of my cosplays, all of my YouTube videos, obviously, all of my YouTube videos, obviously all of that was filmed in that house, in the basement. I loved it. I love my family. I love my family. They're absolutely great. They've always been so supportive and so kind, and we're just very close. I had a really good time being home with them, but I didn't have my own space. I could tell that it was starting to creatively drag me down. I would get excited about doing a project. I wanted to do like fashion stuff, cosplay, or even doing series here on YouTube, and things like that, and I just quite literally did not have the space to do that. Every time I did like a Savage X Fenty haul, I would have to go somewhere else. As much as I loved staying there, I could just tell that my content was suffering for it. And also it was like the suburb where I grew up, so there weren't many young people. As much fun as I had over the course of that year. I'm 24, I'm turning 25 this year. Living with my parents was just kind of not the move past what it had to be, right? Originally the plan was to move to LA again. I was like, let me go out, continue my career, and I'll be out with all my friends, and like we'll be thriving. But I assumed that LA would kind of be the last stronghold of places that were like still closed down, and I could just tell that it's not the place I necessarily wanted to be right now. But my brother Kenny, who if you follow my Instagram you have met before because we run a plant Instagram together, which will come up later in the video actually. Kenny and I have always been really, really close. He's younger than me by a couple of years, but like we've always just really gotten along. We have very similar interests, and especially getting the chance to live together again as adults, we were like, we're still friends, shit. It was really fun to just like play video games with him and shit over the course of that year, and he's finishing up college right now. So when the idea to move out of the parents' house finally happened, rather than him going to grad school somewhere and me just fucking off to LA, we were like, what if so hyped. Long story very, very short. Kenny and I ended up moving to Nashville, which is where we are right now. We've been here for a week. It's been so fucking fun. If you don't follow any of my other social media accounts, I've been posting pictures of like the apartment. It looks so good. I want to do an apartment tour because I've only shown like one angle. So let me know in the comments and like this video if you want to see what the apartment actually looks like. But when I posted these on social media, a lot of people were like, how do you live with your sibling? Like, how do you bring people home? Number one, gross. Stay out of my business. Number two, the reason we ended up moving to Nashville, or one of the big reasons, is because my boyfriend lives down here and also has a house down here. It's really not a problem. But yeah, Brandon, I think this video is going up after our nail video, so he's been on my YouTube channel before a couple times. We've been together for like 5 months now. It's been a good 5 months. We were long distance for 4.5 of them, and when it came time to move out of the parents' house, I had already spent a lot of time here in Nashville with him. I knew a lot of the people here, really liked it. If you guys have never been to Nashville, it's a really interesting place in that it is southern. You'll definitely see like the occasional like cowboy, which are probably tourists, like southern culture here. It's in Tennessee, but the vast majority of people in Nashville, at least that I found, are transplants. So it's a lot of people like me who want like a city still, but want a slightly slower pace of life. And I think especially after quarantine, jumping back into a New York or an LA would have been really intimidating for me. I'm not really inherently like a city person as much as I love living in them. I think I'll always live in a city. I love the experience, but I'm not very good at it. This was kind of just the perfect fit. The weather is fucking bomb. Well, I mean, not right now. It's actually been storming like crazy down here, like lightning I've ever seen. But for the most part, it's like warm. People are nice. Right now, Kenny and I don't know how long we're gonna end up staying. We've already filled up this apartment with like furniture we love, so we're not keen on moving anytime soon again. Over the course of quarantine, I ended up getting rid of most of my stuff just because I was living in my parents' house. And when I moved out of New York, I just ended up donating like everything. Currently, I think I have 4 shirts and like 5 pairs of pants, and that's my wardrobe, and it feels amazing. I recommend to anybody. It feels very similar to when I shaved my head, actually. Exact same experience. It feels great. I'm filling up my closet with shit that I've thrifted. I didn't have to move all of my things. Right now, I'm sitting on my bed, which is on the floor because I haven't put together my bed frame yet, and there's like nothing else in here. It feels really good. One thing we did bring, however, on this move was plants, okay? My brother's a huge plant guy. He is mad into plants. The entirety of the car was filled with plants, which is why I only had a little duffel of clothes. Plants became his big hobby over quarantine, which fits nicely into the sponsor of this video, who is also unknowingly sponsoring this expensive ass move, and that is Skillshare. I think when we become adults, we kind of lose the inclination to learn, lose all of our hobbies. Skillshare is on a mission to rectify that. They have videos on nearly every skill you can possibly imagine, taught by real people who are incredible in their field. If you're looking to get into plants yourself, Skillshare has a number of videos on how to start that journey, and then when you get good at it, how to continue. Not only do they have caring for houseplants, but they also have things like making terrariums and like a ton of fun stuff like that. All of my favorite are the happy houseplant videos from The Sill. Perfect for beginners. If you have no idea where to start, they'll tell you everything you need to know about how to pick the perfect plant and then how to care for that plant to get you started on your plant journey. They also offer classes on a number of ways to unlock your creativity. We've got drawing, painting, pottery, classes on activism, there are classes on writing. There's really everything you can imagine. You have a code down below. It's not an affiliate link. I won't get paid for the number of signups, but the first 1,000 people to sign up will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. You can try this out yourself, and then after that, it's only $10 a month. I hope some of you enjoy learning stuff as much as I do. Okay, that's it. Let's get back to the move. Thanks, Skillshare. The plants run the apartment at this point. It's been such a fulfilling experience. It's fucking, oh, it's amazing. I'm so happy. Having a bit of an identity crisis having moved to the South because it's so out of my wheelhouse of what I would normally do, but I'm honestly having fucking fantastic time, and I felt like it was weird because I talked to you guys so personally now to not update you on the fact that I picked up my entire life and moved across the country. It's been interesting relationship-wise because Brandon and I are very much like getting used to being around each other this much. I mean, it's been amazing. If any of you guys are in long-distance relationships, you know that they're ass. They suck. It's definitely been an adjustment, but like in the best way, and I just feel really lucky that I got to do this. If you guys also live in Nashville, let me know some cool places I should check out. I've gone to a couple of thrift stores. I actually got, I think this was in a video you guys already saw, but I got this Hornets jacket from a thrift store, and it's like my favorite thing I've gotten in a minute. I love it so much. But anyway, I want to go to, I think it's called Frisk Art Museum, and I want to check out some of the thrift stores and go to the park. And if you have any specific Nashville or even like around the area, a couple states over, I don't drive, but the boys do. Let me know. I would love to start exploring now that I'm like vaccinated. Okay. I think that's all I have to talk about. It's turning into a ramble. I would just sit here and talk to you guys forever. So let me know if you have any questions. Let's fucking talk in the comments. I need my southern girls here. I need my southern belles. Yeehaw, bitches. I'm done. Thank you for being my friend today and always. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.